Okay, guys, everybody plug it in. Very important. Going to be something technical today. All right. First off, how many of you guys like overheads? How many of you love overheads? Okay. Now tell me why. Tell me why you love overheads. Say whatever.
It's a placement.
What?
It's a placement shot.
It's a placement shot?
Yeah, you can place it wherever you want.
I don't think you're thinking that because you've heard me say this before.
No. Yeah, you can kill it.
You can kill it. See,
Yeah, you
now everybody has to understand, especially since we have a lot of younger ones here. Always understand this. Number one, power comes from timing. The number one mistake around the world, whether it be club players, junior players, okay, is you get excited, you want to kill it, you want to crush it, you've set the table, now it's time to eat, and everybody like freaks out like your hair's on fire, okay? And then you miss it, and the coach said your head's coming down, you didn't snap, whatever the correction is. The first thing you got to do when you have an overhead, okay, whether you're hitting it in the air, we'll get into that in a second, or you're letting it bounce. When you go to hit it, everybody listen, I want you to do one thing the rest of your life. Smile. Not after you win the point. I want you to smile before you hit it. I know that's weird, isn't it? When you smile, it's going to flip the script in your nervous system. It will make you calmer. Remember what I said. Why do people miss overheads? Forget the technique. That's kind of easy. Why?
They get excited.
They get excited. You even see it at the highest level. Okay? So, this is very important. So, if you don't remember anything, I'm going to explain about the technique. Before you hit the overhead, what are you going to do?
Smile.
Louder.
Smile.
Good. Now, when you smile and miss it, I don't want you to go back home and say, hey, what that Rick guy told me doesn't work, okay? I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm just saying 100% you will be calmer. You will be calmer because everybody overplays the overhead. Now, when the ball comes over, everybody watch. Obviously, you're already at the net or you're going to the net. You got to have continental grip. A lot of you guys know that. When you take the racket back, this is the number one problem. How many times have you guys been told by your coach, your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog to point at the ball? You've been told to point at the ball, which is good, but watch this. You don't point at the ball. No one ever says, my overhead's great, because I point at the ball. You might have a good point, okay, but you might have a bad overhead, but you look good. This isn't a beauty contest. When you got the lob, watch this. Your left shoulder, pay attention, and your right foot go back together, okay? It's what we call a unit turn, like on the ground stroke. Left shoulder, right foot go back together. Watch this. Your elbow points at the ball. Look, once the elbow points at the ball, what happened to my front shoulder?
It's turned.
It turned. And how many times has your coach or someone told you on your overhead, you're opening too soon, you're opening too soon, because you didn't coil to create a recoil. So, point the elbow at the ball, but you don't do that because you feel you don't have enough time. Once you do this, then you can point like you're gonna catch the ball. But what happens is this, you get the overhead, besides wanting to kill it, you go like this. And you hadn't even turned sideways. You can still make it, but if you wanna be rock solid, like the best of the best, it's this. Left shoulder, right foot go back, racket is here, and then you can point at the ball. Very, very important. Next thing, if you don't have enough time, or just because it's in the air, it doesn't mean it's an overhead. What other option would be if the ball was in the air? Say it.
Swing volley.
I like, remember I said yesterday, I want leaders. I don't want followers. You can get another t-shirt. You don't have to, listen, Sharapova never hit overhead. She'd be hitting, she'd hit swing volleys down here. She never hit an overhead. It is what it is. You go with your strength. So, you got to develop your overhead, but use your swing volley. Like Alyssa, she never misses swing volley, but she wants to do overhead, and she misses a lot of overhead. Okay? You can do that in practice. All I'm saying is, if it's too low, you can let it come down and a swing volley's easier. The other option, if it's really, really high, what do you do?
Back up.
Who said that? Steve gets a shirt, even though he has 700 already. Okay? Okay. Watch. If it's real high, no one said you had to hit in the air. Let it bounce, get behind it. Now, the technical part. You take the racket back, left shoulder, the right foot. What do you point at the ball?
Elbow.
Watch Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Sinner, all these guys. Unless it's an emergency, you'll see this and that. But it happens so quickly, you don't see it. It's the little things that make the biggest difference. Now, watch. The edge of the racket. The edge of the racket's going to go in, it goes down, it comes out, it comes up, and then you high-five the giant. Watch this from the back. Edge in, edge goes down, comes out. This is called internal shoulder rotation, and then you snap. It's not this. Like some of you guys are like out of control. Less is more if you do less correctly.